Now let's try to calculate the volume of these simple shapes. This one is a rectangular prism. Whichever face I choose, I've got a rectangle, and if I can make cross sections through it, I'm going to do that again. Now let's try calculating the volume of these simple shapes. For most of the shapes you're going to get asked for, apart from some special ones like spheres and hemispheres and things, most of the time you're just going to be asking yourself a very simple question. Is it a prism or is it a pyramid? And the only difference is that third in the formula for the pyramid. Make sure I get that right. Is this one a prism or a pyramid? It's a prism. Whichever face I choose, I get the same rectangle cross-section all the way through the shape. And if it's a prism, then the volume of any prism is the area of the base multiplied by the height. Simple as that. Yes, this one's a rectangular prism, and you could try to remember length times width times height. But I don't want you to mistakenly apply length times width times height to something that isn't a rectangular prism. So I want to think through. It's the area of the base times the height. Okay, but the base here, let's use the one on the bottom because we can. The one on the bottom here is a rectangle. So it is in fact going to be its length times its width times its height. Put the numbers in. 19 times 11 times 9. And we're going to need a calculator. 19 times 11 times 9. 1881. Now what are my units going to be? Well, I started with centimetres and I got centimetres times centimetres times centimetres. So I've got cubic centimetres. Don't say centimetres cubed, say cubic centimetres, so that you don't mistakenly multiply this by itself 3 times later. You think that's obvious and silly, but I have seen my students do it, and I don't want you to do it by mistake. Okay? Easy. What about this one? Is it a rectangle? Is it a prism or a pyramid? Well, think carefully. If I look at one of the triangles as my base, I'm actually going to find the shapes are very odd. But if I look at the one on the bottom, it's a square. And as I take cross sections going up through the pyramid, I get the same, I still get the same shape, a square, but it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller until it gets to the apex. This is a pyramid. Okay, what's the formula for the volume of a pyramid? The volume of a pyramid, I don't need to write that. The volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base times by the height. That's all there is to it. Okay, 1/3. Well, what shape is the base? The base is a square. So its area is 6 by 6. Oh, and the height. Which height do I want? Is it the slant height? No, I need the perpendicular height. The height that's at right angles to the base. That's the height I need, which in this case is 4. Can I do that in my head? It might be a bit tricky, so why don't I get my calculator? How do I put this in the calculator? Don't put 0.3, it's not 0.3. Use a fraction in your calculator or 1 divided by 3. Either will do fine. 1/3 times 6 times 6 times 4. 48 watt cubic centimetres. Now this one's going to be a little bit harder because you have to be careful to find the right side to be your base. If I look at this shape, I have to decide whether it's a prism or a pyramid. The first hint that it's probably not a pyramid is that there's no single point apex. So it's probably a prism. But look carefully. I can't use the bottom side here as the base of my prism, because if I do, if I look at this shape and make it small and look at cross sections as I go up the shape, I'm actually going to get rectangles that get smaller and smaller, but only in length. The width doesn't change. The width stays as 2 centimetres all the way up. So that doesn't work. To get the prism, I actually have to use this triangle on the front as my base. Because if I use the triangle, then wherever I look at my cross section, I'm going to get the same shape and size triangle. That means it's a prism. Be careful. The base is actually that triangle on the front, or the triangle on the back, you choose. They're the same. So, the volume of the prism is the area of the base multiplied by the height. Be careful, this is not the height. I need the height perpendicular to the base, and the base is on the front. So I actually need the height into my board, which is the depth 2. So, what shape is the base? It's a triangle. That's going to be half the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle multiplied by the prism height, which is 2. Let me go over that once more. The area, where's another colour with my green one? The area of the base is half base times height. But be careful, this is the base of the triangle, this is the height of the triangle, and this is the height of the prism, which is the distance into the page, perpendicular to that triangle on the front, which is 2. Okay, I can probably do this one in my head. That's 12, so that's 6 times 2 is 12. 12 what? Cubic centimetres. The cylinder here, actually, it's pretty easy to work out because it's a prism. It's got a circle on the base that is the same circle wherever I look going up the shape. So it's just a prism. And the volume of a prism is the area of the base times by the height. Okay, what shape is the base? It's a circle. And the area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay, use pi on your calculator, don't replace it with numbers, 3.14. Radius, well this is the diameter, so the radius is half of that, squared, and the height of the prism is the height of the cylinder, 14 centimetres. Get your calculator. Oopsie, turned it off by mistake. Pi times 3.5 squared times 14 is 538.78314001. Do I need all those digits? Probably not. If the question had told me round off to the nearest millilitre or cubic centimetre or something, I'd know what to do. I don't have that information, so make an arbitrary decision. Let's go again to 2 decimal places. The next digit is a 3, it's less than 5, so I'm just going to round down. Cubic centimetres.